I've just got off a call with a high performance coach, and we were talking about the difference between high performers and not so high performers. And he was talking about something that really struck a chord with me, and that was that 90% of people are reliant on external motivation in order to perform some form of external motivation. And what he's seen is that the 10% of people that are reliant on internal motivation as a source of performance, they're the ones that end up in high performance groups, or they're the ones he ends up coaching. And I started to think about this in my context, in the business world, in specifics around businesses that grow, scale, and can sustain that growth and that scale. And the same is true there. It's not being reliant on external forces in order for growth. So, not looking at the market, not looking to a new product, those things will help, but it's actually the internal forces that are really the secret behind their ongoing sustainable growth. What do I mean by this? Business growth doesn't come from strategy alone. It's executed by people. Every goal, every innovation, and every customer interaction is happening with people at the forefront. You can have the best strategies out there, but without a culture that brings it to life, execution will absolutely fail. You'll find there's misalignment, there's apathy, there's disengagement, and silently it starts to drain the potential of your organization. Culture is a growth strategy. It just works from the inside out. It's not fluff. In fact, it's more the operating system. Culture will influence the performance, the innovation, how you attract talent, how you retain that talent, and certainly your customer experience. Growth that is culture led is way more sustainable and resilient. Culture led growth doesn't just grow your numbers, it grows your people. And it's how you scale with what I like to call some soul. Now, if you've been trying to grow your business and it's just not sticking, maybe it is time to look under the hood, not just at your strategy, but at your culture. I hear all too many times people saying that they're going to get rid of the bad apples, and businesses often assume that growth will come from hiring high performers, motivated people. But I'm here to tell you that if the culture is already an issue or even toxic, those people are going to lower their performance level to meet the norm and even leave. I like to think of culture as ensuring internal motivation turns into channeled productivity that is aligned with business goals. In fact, I actually think that culture amplifies motivation into momentum. Culture transforms individual motivation into collective momentum. It turns isolated effort into coordinated progress. And that's how businesses move faster, they innovate more, and they scale sustainably. Growth built on culture is the only kind that lasts. You certainly can't scale hustle. Raising KPIs, expecting more and more out of people, is only going to burn them out. But you can scale culture. When a culture fuels motivation, growth doesn't rely on push, push, push. It's actually pulled. People become the growth drivers, not the growth resistors. If motivation is the engine, culture is the fuel. You won't go far without both, but only one of them is in your control. So if you're wondering why your people aren't as driven as they once were, or why your business growth feels stalled, don't just ask about motivation. Ask about the culture it's trying to survive in. I'm Sarah Williams from Leading Culture.